Welcome, welcome. My name is Pedro. I'm the founder of Evolve Group, a marketing team that's specializing in growth for small businesses. And today we're going to go over a case study that we had for one of our clients, Cap Auto Sales. They were in a pretty weird position as far as their revenue goes, and we were able to actually triple their sales in 1 month, really, really quickly. So we're gonna go over that and show you how dealerships can triple their sales for a fraction of the cost, actually. So let's get right into it. So our company overview, we're a marketing team that understands the needs and segments of a vertical. So pretty much your market, right? We dive right into it and we figure everything out that needs to be figured so we can optimize to deliver the best results efficiently. So we're not just throwing money at a wall hoping that it's going to bring you sales, right? And specifically for this client, our offer consisted of adding 12 new sales on the first month. And in this specific case, we actually were able to bring in 18 new sales the first month. So the problems that they had were they needed 12 sales a month to cover the costs. And I blatantly just said to the owner that I wanted to do that and that I'm capable of doing that because of my track record. So we were able to achieve that, as you're gonna see later in the presentation. And however, there were a few things that their sales team was lacking talent and proactivity. Their sales team was quite lazy, to be frank with you. So we had to work a few things out there in person to make everything straight. I mean, if the sales team was lazy, acting like that, then there was an underlying reason for such thing, and we figured it out and cracked the code, so we were able to move on just fine. And the vehicles there are very expensive because of the type of audience they were looking to target, right? Which is people that don't really have a good credit. They don't really have a lot of income, or most of them don't even have documents. A lot of immigrants as well. So they didn't care about the cost of the vehicle as long as it served them, as long as they could get a new car, as long as they could afford a monthly rate payments. So yeah. We did a complete analysis of their business, right? The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The strengths is their main audience speaks Spanish, right? And they can finance anybody. They can order cars on the spot. Spanish-speaking salespeople, huge margins because they could price the car essentially whatever they want for the car, because people would still buy out of the need, right? Their weaknesses, their location is really bad. If you see the spot is just super hard to get cold traffic for walk-in traffic in that location. Their sales structure was really poor. We had to redesign it completely, and their prices are very high. That is a weakness, right, in a way. So their opportunities, on the other hand, no dealer in the area cater solely for immigrants. So we found that opening in this, pretty much found a blue sea, right, blue ocean, for them to dive right into it and niching the audience well, and basically monopolizing the entire section was the way to go, right? So we figured, let's double down on that. We're gonna get cheaper ads and they're gonna be more efficient, and just let it roll with it. And the threats are really I just had to put something there because there's another dealership down the street, but not really any threats. I mean, besides the sales structure and unreliability from the salespeople, that was pretty much it. So moving on here, if you're not running ads for your business, you're leaving money on the table, right? This is not news. We live in a digital era, and even the smaller business are doing it as well. So there's no excuse for you to not be investing in your business and putting some money into some traffic to actually generate more business for you. After all, how else are you going to grow? Referrals can only take you a certain length of the path, right? And sometimes we need a little push, and this is what ads do. And in fact, they're not a little push. Pretty much their whole revenue from the company comes from advertising, because like I said, their location is very, very, very hidden, right? So the platform has 3 billion people, and the ad revenue amounted to 135 billion right, in 2023. So I can only imagine how much more it will be this year, right? So The ad creatives that we used for them were these ones, very specific, right? Let me take myself out of the screen here real quick so you can see it better, right? Just super desirable, super personable. And let's see, I'll move myself to this side because it makes more sense. And the creatives, the idea behind these creatives was just to bring more personality and be more intimate with the audience, right? The salespeople never really showed their faces, so we decided to bring that out because people buy from people, right? So having someone that looks personable, as someone that actually looks a part, that's gonna ring some bells, just brought a massive success, right? Soft call to actions to display trust and a good service. And the idea that we wanted to pass on to these people is that we are a place that takes care of their clients, right? We're not a sleazy used car dealership, right? We don't want to be that anymore. We want to break that taboo, right? So for February's results, we spent $2,000 and made 26 car sales, averaging at $20,000 to $25,000, right? So averaging $20,000, we generated $520,000 in revenue. But I did the math correctly, and we actually averaged about $25,000, which in fact brings to $650,000. So for a dealership that sold between 8 to 12 cars a month, we made them sell 26 from ads alone, right? And we didn't even run any funnels for these ads specifically. We just wanted to give it a test to see what would happen, and that was the result. So I can only imagine if we actually implemented something to get more qualified prospects and more booked appointments, right? So the changes that actually made the results, we added an appointment setting system for them, so they can actually, bring the clients in after messaging them, the prospects, right? And we promoted one of their salespeople as a media guy to make content and record high quality videos. That was the best change ever. That way we can just get some quality videos from whenever a car comes in the dealership, and it just goes super fast, right? We developed the brand, created a mascot, using their best salesman to be the model, right? The face of the company. And he's just amazing. He speaks Spanish fluently. He speaks English. He's just on top of his thing. And double down, catering to immigrants, specifically from Hispanic heritage. One could argue that this sounds racist, but no, there is an issue going on in the country. Now, some would say it's an issue, but there is a mass immigration thing going on in Texas. We all know that the Hispanic population just keeps growing, and they need cars like anybody else does. I mean, after all, we're in America, right? So we figured that this would be a great audience to just keep doubling down on, because the ads are even cheaper for them. But if I show you how I do it, then there's no point. So basically, that's pretty much how we went over. There was a positioning that we wanted, right? We needed to revamp the brand and find our ICP, ideal client prospect, and we launched the Facebook ads with a creative CTA, with a little form for them to fill out, booking appointments, engaging with salespeople. So from that point on, since I know they had a sales team, I just fed them the leads, and the sales team actually got to convert them, which is awesome, right? Very hands off, and I'd rather work like that because I know they'll be well taken care of by a person that actually sells, right? By a salesperson. So placing people in positions what they're better at, that's one thing that we did that brought super good results. Put in a media guy to actually get some content for us, which resulted in more sales and more quality content, because they saw his face, they wanted to buy from him, so that it was just an all-around night and day difference, right? And that's it pretty much. That's how we made Cap Auto Sales actually triple their sales in their first month. And if you want to work with us, do you want your business to sell more, contact us. Here's more information, right? Page at evolvegroup.com, and on Instagram, Evolve Group. So if you want to hear more about this, just subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.